So I think it's safe to say that there isn't going to be any more new free-to-play LRs for the year 2021. So today's video, I'm going to be ranking the free-to-play LRs from worst to best in my opinion. There hasn't been many new LRs for the year 2021, a lot more so Extreme Z Awakenings and a lot of Extreme Z Awakenings for TURs to say the very least. Hopefully the year 2022 we get some new LRs, some crazy new Extreme Z Awakenings, and I'd be a happy boy for the year 2022. Now, I've already sorted out a lot of the LRs in the trash tier, so pause the video if you'd like to and see if your favorite LR's in there, and if it is, then you have very poor taste. But with that said, let's jump into it. We're just going to go from top left to bottom right, no favoritism right here. Starting off with LR Prime Battle Goku. He's still a very good card to say the very least, just not as good as I would like him to. So I'm going to stick him with the A. I think the only issue is one, he does have to be in the first slot, and he doesn't have too much to work around other than the first slot, unlike LR Frieza. But still very, very strong, just a little bit lackluster on the defense. And he's got a decent leader skill. We'll give him that. Androids, I really wish they EZA'd this year, but unfortunately they did not, even though Androids got an amazing boost right around the end of this year. So, unfortunate for them, but once they EZA, I can see Androids being crazy. Free-to-play Androids at the very least be very, very crazy. So, very hopeful that they get the EZA. Moving on to LR Piccolo, same thing, D tier, but I would say still better than Androids, to be honest. At least the defense is just there for, like, Ultimate Clash. Androids, on the other hand, they have okay links, but, you know, you can't beat that defense from Piccolo. We have LR Prime Battle Frieza. I still think he's a God tier character with AGL LR Frieza, buffing up Planet Namek Saga and having such good links with this LR Frieza. You know, it just solidifies him in that God tier. Still very strong. You don't even have to run him in the first slot. You can run him in the third slot, second slot, whatever. And he'll still be very good. And he's got some really good super attack effects, being like great lower attack. And he gets that additional super attack. Sheesh, his defense is going to be very high. Now, we have Physical Ginyu. I still think, I'm just going to put him in the D tier for now. I mean, there's not anything too impressive. I know Guinea Force got that really big boost, which should theoretically bump him up, but theoretically it actually bumps him down because now all of the TUR Guinea Forces are just so much better than this guy that this guy is actually the first one to get kicked out from the team, because you can only run, you know, 6 characters, and then you have the 5 Guinea Force members, and then you have the Tech LR Ginyu, so there's no room for this physical LR Ginyu anymore. Unfortunate. I wish he also got the EZA, or at least, yeah, at least him, right? Compared to the Tech LR Ginyu, but yeah, what can you say? He's just going to be in D tier for the time being. Next up, we have Tech Hercule. EZA, I don't think he's better than Prime Battle Goku, so I'm going to just chuck him in A for now. I might bump these up if we don't have enough in the S tier, but I think we should have, for sure, enough in the S tier. In long events, he can be very bad because he loses all of his boosts, his defensive boosts, like in turn 3 or something, which is stupid. Super Battle he can be okay, especially with the dodges, but yeah, really not the greatest. Really not the greatest. He can still like output some good damage though if you get that RNG. Vegito, I actually think he's an S tier still. You know, even with the, you know, he's been one of like the oldest LRs for free to play that has been really, really good and like still outputs some good numbers. It's just because of that percentage boost and of course the raise attack defense. Of course that can be a little bit restrictive, and that's the biggest shaft where he gets, if you drop underneath like a certain amount of HP, you get so much ki that you have to force to get that 18 ki super. I think that's the biggest downfall. If he EZAs, hopefully they get him at least like a raised defense as well for the 18 ki super, even for like one turn. I mean, that would help a lot just for you know, that extra bit of defense just in case you do get shafted. But still very good, good links, all that good stuff. So, S tier. Might be God tier just because of how long he's been, like, up there. You know, just gotta give him that status, but I'll put him in S. LRTN and Chaozu, another poor World Tournament unit. Like, who even runs these? I don't even run them, so... very bad, very bad. Nothing more to say about that. The EZA for 2000 Day Goku or 1000 Day Goku, definitely better than Prime Battle Goku, because, you know, heals, he raises all allies, attack and defense, good leader skill, Good categories. I think very, very solid. I'll put him in S tier. Don't think he's God tier just because he's a nuker. So you do need to rely on those orbs sometimes. And because his defense doesn't stack or anything like that, it can be a shaft if you get like one orb and he's just not defensively good at all. But if you can like work around that, very good. So I'll just put him in S tier for the time being. LR Kid Gohan, Easy A, I think is so underrated. I think he's better than literally Vegito Blue and Goku because it's so, like, nobody understands me, right? I'm gonna go on a tangent. Like, it's, I know his links are bad. I'll give it that. His links aren't the best, but, right? He has a damage reduction of 58% with high defense, especially with the attack and defense bonus that he gets at the start of the turn, which is 77% with the LR stats, which is huge, by the way. If you get his 18 key super, greatly raise attack and defense, which can be, you know, sometimes hard, but he does get 2 key at the start of the turn, so at least he's getting 8 key, right? I think he's a solid, like, rotating unit, and, like, on a Goku's family team, you're probably going to be running a lot of Gokus. Like, you might even run double GT Goku, and you just put one on each rotation. You put this Gohan in the flow spot, boom, done. You got a full 58% damage reduction every time he appears, and he's very, very solid with greatly raised attack and defense. I think he's a very useful card to say at the very least, and I think he's an S tier, and his lead skill's great. Come on. Right. I think he's very good. Okay. We are going to move on from that. We are going to put Guinea Force, the tech one, in B. Unfortunately, just individually as a card, he can be very bad defensively and attack-wise now. But because he supports, it's huge for, and he leads the Guinea Force, which is like literally one of the best free-to-play teams now. Literally huge. So, gotta give him props. B tier, I'll give him that. Okay? And like, even if you run Platinum Saga, this guy can be like a decent support at the very least. Right? With the 30%. Great Saiyan 1 and 2, Easy A. Global's going to get that very soon. JP, hopefully you had fun with him. But I think either S tier or God tier. That support with the 50% defense is huge. Like, it's literally a permanent Android 8. And you guys know what Android 8's like. Like, that saves your life. They raise attack and defense for both their super attacks, so you can't go wrong with any. Because they provide so much key, it should easily get a 12 key super at the very least. They seal, and they raise the allies' attack for 2 turns, which is pretty huge. Like, not many cards have that. I think that's deserving of an S tier. And as long as you run them on the right team, which is like the Videl team, Defenders of Justice, Special Pose, like, you're good. Like, leader skill-wise as well, if you get that restriction, it's one of the best leader skills in the game. So, well, kind of. For free-to-play, yeah. 130% attack and defense is really, really good. Prime Battle Trunks recently got an Easy A on JP. I've had him for about a week now. I've used him quite a bit. I think he's very solid. Very solid. I'd probably put him in S tier as well. I knew there was going to be a lot of S tiers. Definitely better than Prime Battle Goku. You know, huge leader skill. Future Saga 130%, which is not bad. And he destroys in Super Battle Road, right? He can almost, like, if he gets like an additional super attack, pretty much kills one of the enemies, almost, if it's like a 3-person fight or like 4-person fight plus. And if he takes out one opponent, at the very least, in long events, he can be good enough as long as you just go for the 12-key super. The only issue is his links. Like, you have to link him with Trunks. And if you do link him with Trunks, you get really decent links, like Cold Judgment and stuff like that. So you get a lot of defense bonus, which can be very good. So I'll put him in S tier. We have Metal Cooler. I think he has aged poorly. I'll put him in low B. I don't think anybody deserves a C. There shouldn't really be a C tier. Or there really shouldn't be an S tier. I think everybody should drop 1 tier below, but who cares? This was just a template I found. B tier. Good links, but, you know, the numbers aren't there anymore. Especially when events these days are really, really hard. You know, you're always going to be dropped at least like under 80% or like 70%, and you're just going to have very low boosts with Metal Cooler. I can't believe how much that's changed, right? In like maybe like the past year or something, like events have increased, like anything before the 6-year anniversary probably, where we valued so much on like high health characters, like in terms of like they get their passive at like 99% or something like that. Now we like really value characters like that excel when they drop underneath like a certain amount of HP, just because it's more easier to obtain now. Because you're just gonna get hit so hard in these harder events, like the God event, you know, the ends of the LGE, GT, Vegeta's event, whatever, right? And that's just where Metacooler lies, pretty much, and why he's pretty bad. Super Battle Goku, I think he's just an A. Worse than Prime Battle Goku. Worse than... Nah, I'd say better than Hercule. I think the support is really good. I think the restriction, though, with only Gohan, although there are some good Gohan kids now, it's just that, yeah, not the greatest, right? Not the greatest. You can only run him under Goku's family if you want the Gohan kid, or you have to run, like, some mono team, which is not what we want. Yeah, still good leader skill, decent support. He provides ki and everything like that, and he has it all in the family, so I'll give him that. I'll give him that. It just depends on if you like to run, like, the Age-L Dokkan Fest exclusive Gohan or something like that, the Gohan kid, which is a very good Dokkan Fest. It's just that I'm not running that, so I'll put him low A. Vegeta, I give him a C. You know, not the greatest link set, for sure. I can be cucked because he's an extreme unit. The Pure Saiyan category that he leads, he isn't the best leader anymore. And he's got that flat boost and he needs to take a hit. He's not defensively that good. Usually I run him in the third slot, which means his passive does get counteracted because by the time he comes back, he loses the extra attack bonus. He can be useful some places where, like, the weakness is Android Cell Saga or something, but yeah, it's not that great. He's not that great anymore. So waiting for his EZA, though. I'm sure he's going to be bumped up, like, past Goku, and I bet you he's going to be past Trunks, honestly. So can't wait for that. He's next in line, since Trunks is before Vegeta, so we should expect Vegeta's Prime Battle probably the start of 2022 or just after it for JP. Depends on the celebration for JP, I guess. Now, next is B-Pan EZA. Very, very helpful card. I think she is an S tier. Probably, in terms of everyone's usages, I think everybody likes using B-Pan over Great Saiyan 1 and 2, so I'll put her in S, top of the S tier. Maybe borderline God tier, but for now, I'm for my personal tier list, she's not God tier to me, just because with damage reduction, with no defense, it can be really bad. Like, if you've ever done, like, no, LGE, like, at the last part, she can't tank. She still can't even bypass some defense barriers, honestly, with her greatly raised attack, which is so annoying sometimes, because you really want the heal, but you can't get it, because you're only doing 100 damage, and I see that all the time in Ultimate Clash, unless she gets a crit, or something like that. So, for the time, like, because of that, I'm putting her in S, but I do like that she has damage reduction. Her active skill is still one of the best in the game, because of that support extra 33%, which is huge, but yeah, not God tier in my eyes, but still very high in the leaderboards. Aurelian Goku has aged so poorly. That is a C tier. Actually, you know, I'll do this, right? Just above Metacooler. I think they're a little bit better than Metacooler now. At least if you get RNG luck, I guess. If you can get that damage reduction procced without getting hit at the start, then boom, you're good. The orb changing is very good. They can still output some decent damage. I'll give them that, but yeah, because they're restricted on the first spot only, it's hard to use them sometimes. So, and plus their categories, nobody uses them that much anyway. So like Dragon Ball Seekers, nah. What else do they have? I forgot. I just haven't been using them. King Cold and Mecha Frieza. I'll give the... I think they're worse than Metacooler, so I'll put them in the C, high C. Wicked Bloodline Leader is cool sometimes, but now there's just other ways around it to run a good leader for Wicked Bloodlines. The restriction of versing Super Saiyan is also tough sometimes, because, you know, there's a lot of different versions of Super Saiyan, so having only restricted to one version of Super Saiyan is tough, and their defense can be a little bit lackluster, and you only get 66% defense, but they have decent links for sure. It's just that, yeah, I just don't run them anymore. LR Cell, another unit that's aged, which I really didn't want to see age, but I'll put him highest B because he still has big bad bosses. He still does the Saki Saki for the heal back, which can be kind of clutch. He can still get guaranteed crits on the right events. But yeah, that flat boost really hurts it. And you see that in like long events where you can't lower attack. Like even in Legendary Goku event, the first one, just really, really bad. So yeah, unfortunate. Easy A though. Hopefully 2022, shoot him up to the sky. God tier. I'm feeling it. The Goku and Bulma, I think, is in A. Probably underneath Hercule. They still are very heavily restricted on the categories that they need to fit in. But if you get that, they can be very good. It's just that it's so hard to really activate all of that. And then your team building aspect of it is just horrible. So, yeah, I'm putting them low A. Good leader skill, though. Dabura and Babidi is a high A. I think better than Hercule. I mean, they have the stunning, the sealing, good for super battery, good leader skill. Obviously not the best anymore, but still very, very good. And they get easy key if you can debuff them as well. And Easy A Goku Black has dropped a lot. I mean, he wasn't good to begin with, so I'll put him like here. Very restrictive. You need to kill in order to make him really excel. And even then, he can be very lackluster in terms of defense and stuff like that. Super Battle Rate, he's been handy, but yeah, I'll put him in B. He's pretty average. Bardock team, until like the Bardock squad gets an upgrade, I will put them in C tier. I think C tier is fine. Yeah, C tier is fine. I know if you do run them on like a summonable team, you can have some really good options, especially with Bardock's Easy A now. It's very cool. But because we can only get 2 dupes, how far can I really put them up, right? We still haven't got the last 2 dupes, which is so weird. Like, I've never seen such a time war in my life. This guy has had 2 dupes for, like, so long. Like, where's the 100% at? Ella Krillin is a GOAT. Better than... I give him S. I give him S. Yeah. I give him just under Vegito. Yeah. Earthlings leader is still the best Earthlings leader in the game. You know, 18 keys so easy. Super Battle killer. World Tournament killer. Like, he has so many... He literally fits in almost every mode. Other than, like, an Easy A where he's not a effective category. Literally so good. Literally so good. So, I have to put him in S tier. You know, close to God tier. We'll see. We'll see. He's going to get an Easy A one day, and then, oh my god. Earthling's best team. Goku and Gohan, I think, is in the low A. Probably higher than... I actually think, yeah, higher than the Goku and Bulma. Yeah, maybe. You know what? Even higher than Dabura and Babidi. I'm feeling it. I mean, if you put them in the third slot, they can provide themselves with key. It's fine. If you can seal, they're a really good sealer. Because you can, like, figure out what to do. They can still output some decent damage. And, you know, infinitely stacking defense is crazy. And good leader skill. Goku's family leader skill is crazy good. So, I'll give it that. Majin Buu and Babidi are definitely higher than Dabura. Probably better than the Super Battle Goku, in my opinion. I don't know. Like, these two should be, like, right next to each other. But maybe there is a gap. I'm not too sure. Like, the leader skills you go to, they have the built-in additionals. Both skills have the sealing and stunning effects, which can be handy. The flat boost does, like, give it a disadvantage. But if you don't have, like, Dabura and Babidi duped out, then these guys have, like, a better defensive stats. So, I don't know. I know they're an A, but I'm not too sure what spot they're in. So, we'll leave it at that. Roshi, I mean, he's at D tier. Nah, he's God tier. Come on, bro. Come on. I still fight for who's better, but I've come to the conclusion, like, Frieza's better as a team player, and then Roshi's as a solo character is so much better. So, yeah, I'll put Roshi at top. Roshi at top for sure. He's, like, unique on the free-to-play scale as well, like, revival skill. He's the only one who has it. He has the great chance of stunning, which is huge for Super Battle Road. He's 18 keys, crazy strong. He's a support, all that crazy stuff. The only thing he can't do is lower attack. The STR Trunks, I think, is in A. I'll give him A. You are restricted on Vegeta's family, which is not the best for free-to-play, but it's slowly coming there. Once Prime Battle Vegeta comes in, maybe we'll see the Vegeta family be top tier. Finally. It's been a while. With the linking partner of the LR Trunks, though, makes him just that little bit more valuable. I only have him 55%, and I've never used him at 100%, so... I mean, he was useful for me in the EZA LR into Gohan event, so... That gives it some extra credibility. Omega Shenron is crazy. I will put him in... I'll give him higher than Trunks, honestly. He's a 130% leader, just like Trunks. Although not the best leader compared to Trunks. They do the lowering attack and they have the stun. He doesn't have to be forced to run on like a two-person fight. And he's extra passive where he gets Ki +4 when your opponent is attack down or defense down is not that important compared to Trunks' restriction when he has to kill someone. Plus he's a GT boss's support, which I think once GT bosses like keeps on going, you know, that is going to be super valuable. And good attack and defense stats. I only have him 55%, so I can only say so much, but the active skill as well is really good too, because he can, you know, lower the attack and defense of all enemies. As long as you can do that, you're pretty much set, and he's got some really good links as well, like Nightmare, Big Bad Bosses, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Fave, GT, all that good stuff. So, you know, a very high tier card for sure, and that's why he costs so much. Mercenary Tao is like top of the board, man. In terms of strength, like, he's up there. He's really up there. Like, he gets a lot of defense as long as you get a lot of orbs. So easy to get his 18 key, even with the lack of links. I think the worst thing is, like, he has bad links. Like, there's only so many people you can link up with. But he's got that UI effect, the MUI Goku AGL effect, where he can get that high chance of critical. So, boom, he's good there. Big damage. I can't wait to 100% him. Right now, I only have him at 1 dupe. But so far, he's looking very, very good. So, very good card. You know, I'll put him up here just because of that damage. It's very hard to find him a team, but yeah, he's very good. He's very good. We have LR Kid Gohan Prime Battle, the latest Prime Battle. I will chuck him. I think he's worse than Boo and Barbity. I think he's worse than majority of these cards, but I think his usability is a little bit better than. I'm going to drop Goku and Bulma down one layer. Yeah, I think we've passed that threshold for them, unfortunately. I don't know. I just haven't really found the Goku and Bulma that special, right? But the Kid Gohan, you just need a Goku unit at least, and he can be very, very strong. And then he's got that guaranteed, critical, when you drop behind a certain amount of HP, which is crazy cool. Again, like the Kid Gohan, the LR EZA one, the link issue can be a thing, but, I mean, he's still a very solid Prime Battle card for sure. And then we have last two, Oob. Very underrated card, but I will keep him at a high B. No, actually, let's put Gohan in B. And then Oob, I think Oob's a little bit better. The great lowering attack, the heal back factor, the orb changing is crazy good. I think he's an underrated card for sure. It's just that his defensive stat and attack stat aren't crazy, so he doesn't get too far ahead of the pack, but I think he's utility-wise when you do use him, very helpful. And then DKP is an S tier unit, 100%. I think better than the Trunks. Wow, Trunks really got down below way further than I thought he would. But yeah, leader skill is still relevant to this day. His damage reduction is still very good. His raised defense is very good. The orb changing is very good. You know, you can't really fault too much on him. Just the fact that he doesn't get as much defensive stat, but with the pairing of the damage reduction, it's completely fine. And I think a lot of people use him for Extreme Super Battle Road when they can, so I think the value there is pretty good. So I think that is my list right here. Quite happy with this, to be honest. I might change maybe the order on S tier just a little bit. Like, sometimes I do like LR Kid Gohan more than most others, but for the general purpose of everyone's usages, I think this is pretty accurate. If you have your own thoughts, let me know in the comment section. But that's going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on so you don't miss out on the daily content. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace out.